Welcome back to the Needing Art channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a All Eyes on Me official poster, and then I'm going to show you how to create your own. So first you're going to go to File, New, make it 1000 by 1444 pixels, resolution 300. Go to Solid Color, make sure it's black. Grab this picture of Tupac, which is one of the official wallpaper pictures, one of the official pictures they used for the movie, promo and whatnot. Then you're going to want to right click, convert it to a smart object, double click on him, name him Tupac, even though it's the actor that played Tupac, it's not actually Tupac. Go to Edit, Free Transform, and just kind of drag it up to resize it, kind of get it in the same placement that they have there in the official poster, and you just kind of move it around until you're satisfied with it. Then you're going to want to create a layer mask by clicking that little button. Make sure your color is black, adjust the soft brush to the way you like it, and you just kind of paint like so until it looks the way you want it to look. Go ahead and grab this official All Eyes on Me logo. You can get that off of Google by searching All Eyes on Me PNG. Go back to Edit, Free Transform, and stretch it till it looks like it's about the size on the official poster. Just kind of play with it. Use the layer mask, the brush on the layer mask of the Tupac again, and just kind of paint over it. Let's grab our type tool. I'm going to use Barthold for this, but I believe it's Gotham. We'll see. So we're just going to type the untold story of enter Tupac Shakur. Then move this over here so it's centered. It's not 100%, but it's pretty close. And just, you know, edit, free transform, and move it to the way you like it. Now let's go back to our type tool. In theaters, now let's move this so it's centered. There we go. Now let's type in June 16th. I believe this font is Gotham, but I mean, we'll see. Yeah, that's Gotham Black. I'm pretty positive. So back to Edit, Free Transform, stretch that till it's similar to the official poster. And this is pretty basic stuff. I'm just showing you guys how you could recreate this poster, and then we're gonna mess with the kerning a bit. Turn that to 25 so the letters are separated a bit. Stretch that out, move that over here. Now, if you're making an official poster for like Netflix or somebody, they're gonna send you an assets file, and it's gonna have that logo in it. So like, I'm just showing you how you could make a basic poster if you had those assets. So let's create a layer mask on the June 16th text. Now there's easier ways to do this, and they didn't do it like this, but I'm just gonna show you a quick way. So we could grab our rectangular marquee tool and just kind of make a little rectangle sliver, right click and hit fill black. And let's go over here to like the N and the E, make a small little rectangle slither, fill, make sure your color is black. And let's go to the bottom of the J and the U, right click, fill, and then black, obviously. And then we're gonna want to do that to the 6 on the 16. So grab our rectangular marquee tool. Probably gonna want to zoom in to do this. It's gonna look like shit if we're doing it so far away. So let's zoom in and make a little slither. I think theirs is more like on the side. We'll see. I don't like how that looks. So we'll zoom out and see how the official one looks. Yeah, so the official one's like more like on the left side of it. So let's Control Z to go back if you're using a PC. I'm not sure what the Mac is, but you can always go to Edit, Undo, or whatever. So right click after you make your little slither, click fill in black, and that's good enough for me. And there you have it. That's how you could simply recreate the official All Eyes on Me poster with the image and the assets. So let's create our own. New, 1000 by 1444 pixels. Make sure the resolution is 300. All right, now we have our canvas. Let's go to Solid Color down here. Make sure that it's black, which is 00000. Let's open our images. So this is everything we're going to be using for this tutorial. main thing of this tutorial is going to be this picture of Demetrius Shipp Jr., who plays Tupac in All Eyes on Me. So kind of just move him and center him. Edit free transform to adjust the size a bit. Right click, convert to smart object, rename him to Tupac, even though it's obviously the actor, it's not actually Tupac, but that's who he's portraying. Once he's to where we want him to be, we're going to go down here and click black and white, and then we're going to create an adjustment or a clipping mask onto Tupac. You can do that by clicking Alt, or you can click that little button down there. Now let's zoom in and let's make sure our brush is black. Make sure your opacity is 100. Flow can be whatever for this. And just kind of paint over where the gold on the chain would be. It doesn't have to be perfect because everything else is black. Unless you're touching his skin, then it's going to reveal like the skin tone colors. But just kind of paint along where the gold on the jewelry would be. We're going to just do this quickly. It doesn't have to be perfect. But if it's for a customer or a client, make sure you go all the way in and all the pixels are perfect. So just paint over the jewelry like so. So we got the bracelet, we got the chain. Now let's mess with the rings a little bit. There we go. And like I said, if this is for a client, you're gonna want to zoom in and make sure everything is perfect. But for the sake of this tutorial, it's gonna look fine. If you're posting this on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, it's gonna look pretty good. So now let's go to the top of the chain, and now let's mess with the Rolex. I'm assuming that's a Rolex. I wouldn't imagine Tupac would be wearing some Walmart brand watch. So just kind of keep on painting until the gold reveals on that layer mask on the black and white adjustment layer that we have clipped on the Tupac, or Demetrius Shipp, should I say. And if you want to go back to get rid of some of that gold, you can use the white brush, because black gets rid of and white reveals as far as layer masks go. Now let's go ahead and let's add a layer, go to the layer mask on a Tupac, and make sure our color is black. And let's kind of like create some shadows. Obviously we're erasing him with the layer mask, or hiding, whatever you want to say. So let's lower the opacity and the flow, and let's kind of like create like shadows on him. So start painting where you think it would look best. The lower the opacity, the less it's going to look. So we're on his shoulder now, and painting the side of his face. Just kind of paint until it's looking the way you hope it would look. Readjust him so he's more center. Lower his opacity about 85. Go down and create a curves adjustment layer. Make sure it's clipped down there. Move it to the top. Release the clipping mask. And let's kind of mess with these a little bit. That looks good. I like how that looks. Lower the opacity if we want. It's good enough for me. Go ahead and keep it like that. Now let's start with the text. Now this is going to be Gotham Black. To be specific, type in All Eyes Inner on Me. Edit free transform and adjust it so it's about the right size. There we go. That looks good. Now let's go adjust the space in between letters. It's going to be about 105. That looks good. Make sure it's a bit more centered. Now let's grab this. I'll be honest, I'm not the most religious person in the world, so I think that's a Christian cross that's on the official one. And I think he has that tattooed as well. So we're going to right click blending options, go to color overlay. This red color is fine. Now let's go to stroke. Make sure stroke is outside 2, and that color is fine. Now let's right click, rasterize layer style, and let's move this, after we name it cross, let's move this underneath All Eyes on Me, the text that we have there. Let's go to edit free transform, Adjust the size of that a bit. That looks good. Now let's go and get these metal scratches textures. Let's hit Control A, Control C to copy. Let's create a layer mask. Alt to get inside of that white on that layer mask, and hit Control V, move that down so it kind of adds that texture to the cross. Let's do the same thing for the All Eyes on Me text. Click Alt inside the layer mask and then hit Control V. So now we have our metal scratches. It's not exactly how it looks on the official poster, but I think it looks cooler. Now let's type in June 16. It's gonna be a font. Our font again is Gotham Black. Make sure our color is this gray color. And let's go to free transform and adjust the size a bit so it's how we like it. Center it. Looks good to me. Now let's type in theaters, and this is gonna be like Gotham regular or Gotham medium. I guess Gotham bold works, so we'll use Gotham bold, and then we'll go to edit free transform and we'll make it a lot smaller. Let's move it over the June 16th text. If you didn't know, June 16th is when Tupac was born, by the way. Now let's type the untold story of Tupac Shakur. Make sure you hit enter after you type in of. Edit free transform, and let's adjust the size of this. Adjust the spacing in between letters. I get 36 looks fine. Free transform again to get the sizing a little bit better. Here we go. Now let's select shift and then select in theaters in June and move that a bit. Now go back to this layer mask by clicking Alt, hit Control C, Control V onto the layer mask of June 16th. That looks good. Now let's grab this folded paper texture and move it on top of everything. And let's right click and convert it to a smart object and go to edit, free transform, and just drag it all the way up. One more time, edit, free transform, drag it all the way up. Then adjust it, move it till it's like got the white showing. Let's turn the blend mode to lighten, and let's lower the fill a bit. And yeah, that looks dope. Now let's merge everything together by hitting Shift, Control, Alt, and E to add some grit. So we're gonna right click and name this grit. And let's convert this to a smart object. Let's go to filter, camera raw filter, and let's lower our exposure a little bit. 0.45 works. Let's turn this up to like 60 on the clarity. 61 works. And just kind of lower the opacity. I mean, you could keep it like that if you want, but I'm gonna drop it to like 15 or 20 and just kind of play with it, see how it looks. I think I'm gonna raise it to about 20. And let's merge everything together. Control Alt E, create another layer and name it noise. Let's go to filter, noise, add noise, and turn that to about 9. Yeah, that looks good. And there you have it. We created our own Tupac All Eyes on Me movie poster. Hope this helps, guys. If you like this, make sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Thanks.